the market is looking good right now. Whether you are looking at the market on an hourly basis or last 24 hours or last week, it is looking good. On the fundamental side, yes, you are going to see a lot of changes, and that change is going to be the next financial system. And if you are here for long-term scenario, now you do have the edge over a lot of other people. But right now, you are going to observe utility-based run. So assets are going to go higher in price. And this is also going to be an institutional bull run where retailers will push the price up, but it will be the institutions who do that major part. Now, that run up is great for us because we are looking at this on the other side. So you need to prepare your bags, meaning you will be taking profits, and that will allow you to stay afloat and thrive in the upcoming sale. Now, when we say a fire sale, for majority, it's not a fire sale. It's a recession where most likely they feel economic depression, because right now, even the UK market, which is kind of holding on, is starting to drop in terms of real estate. Now, that means you are going to see a capitulation worldwide on this market, and those who are going to take profits here is going to get a lot of opportunities. Now, if you are looking at the crypto market, it is breaking through, and as we discussed, it is showing you that it can do much more. Now, in this market, you do have a lot of different assets doing the same, trying to break higher and all. Like we were talking about Harmony One, right? A breakout possibility, and later, this was August 8th, and afterwards we kind of highlighted like, okay, we are breaking higher. And if you are going to look at what's happening in the market, say on the second 100, you actually see Harmony One. So right now it's 0.033 and it's 24% up on the day, 40% up for the week. Now, we have our targets. It's already halfway through for our targets. We are moving through. Now, in a similar aspect, you do see a lot of assets slowly breaking higher. We've been taking profits, and in the Telegram alerts, I'm putting that right away, right? I close the position, whether it's 30% trade, whether it's a 50% trade or anything, I take a screenshot and inform you guys, I'm closing here, I'm opening here. So that, like, okay, this asset, if you are positioned well, 3, 4, 5 different positions, now 30%, 50%, 75, 100, 125, you can exit the market gradually. Trading positions, you need to take your profits. That's why you call that a swing trade. That's not the long-term bag. The long-term bag, you are eyeing for this. You need to break through this range. This is previous resistance, support, and right now, next resistance. You're breaking through that. You almost reached at the top range of that. So as you break through, now we are looking for like $2,300, $2,500 Ether. And if you are looking for the general market update, you're like, okay, fine, I do get that point, but Bitcoin needs to break through 25K. We are testing that from some time inside this bearish pattern, but this bearish pattern breaking bullish is going to change a lot of people who are bearish right now. But does that actually change the entire market scenario? No, you definitely have to come back up and break this level, because this was the previous support, most likely going to be the next big resistance here. So from right this point onwards, if you are looking for the market, that's like another 40% move to the upside, which is not bad, because when the market does 40%, a lot of assets can do 80 or even 100% and higher. That being said, yes, you do have to look at different assets, and one of which for us is XRP. So inside this asset class, you do understand like, okay, XRP is not moving much faster. It's still slow. You want that to gain momentum, but you know what's happening, right? The SEC case is still there. We all feel like, okay, it's going to go positively. SEC is going to get crushed. Ripple is going to win. Fine. But at what time this will happen is the bad stuff. If that gets delayed further, and we are going into a bull run, our targets may be much lower than others. Say, even if you go to a $10, $15 XRP, that's actually not bad. It's really great. But imagine other assets are doing a 50 to 100x, and this one is doing 30 to 50x. It still is an underperforming asset, but you do good numbers. If the SEC case is all in between, now that is going to push the price much, much higher, and we really don't know where that is going to happen. But right now in the market, one thing for sure is that if you're on a macro scale, you're looking at general stuff and you're asking that question to yourself, am I a short-term trader or am I here to create generational wealth? Now, if you are getting bored, if you are looking at the price action and you're like, okay, what if there is another dip in between? Because no one knows, right? You can be both. You have 80% portfolio, which is like long-term bag. You can still have a 20% portfolio, which you trade. Now, you don't really have to trade on an hourly basis. You can do like medium-term trades, swing trades, position trading strategy that works, right? So here, things are looking great. You're bouncing from your moving average. That's a 200-day moving average on a weekly, which usually showcase that the price is respecting the trend of bullishness because it's 200-day moving average. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. Today, when I was out in Montreal, I actually saw one of our viewer, the SI family viewer there, and he came to me, talked to me. I'm really happy that people are responding positively. And right now when the market goes up, we are here updating you on a regular basis. So we know what's happening. You can see which asset is breaking higher, where the limits are, and what your profits are going to be. Because if you know your targets, then it's easy for you to take your profits. Just this is an example. When you go up 100%, now a trade for 100% is not, bad. It's really good. I personally consider like 30% is a good trade. If you are there and getting that at least in a month, 30%, that's not bad. If you can do 30, 50, 75, 100, that is going to give you an edge over the market while you wait. You're making this money. That's an additional cash flow, right? So now when you are in the market and you look at the general stuff happening, now it's not just one or two like this. When you actually go in the crypto Twitter, try to check things, you kind of see like, okay, there is a lot happening here. And if you try to understand that on a macro perspective, you really understand like, okay, if you are putting things in perspective, look at like companies which are doing this, because this is like long-term view, right? The demand for the crypto finance talent is here to stay. And if you look at which company is hiring, which company is expanding or acquiring, that makes a lot of sense. Because at this moment, you can see only a few has the ability to do that. And when we actually talk about this big institution entering, you also need to look at this. The retail is still way ahead. Why? Those who entered here, they're not even searching crypto. Now, that's just my opinion. They're like, okay, fine, let the price go up. But what this actually shows is like the new guys, they haven't started coming. But those who are here, like us, we are holding strong. We're not even moving. If we want, we are slowly averaging down, but we don't go to Google and check this, right? One of the perspective is that as these institutions push the market upside, new money is going to come in, this is going to go back up, and institutions are going to take profit. But one of the key difference here in this cycle is going to be it's me and you and others who are already in the market. We are going to take profits along with the institutions. So that gives you an opportunity to become a whale in that particular asset if you are not spread too thin. If you are, then you are making profit, but not like you're going to become a whale. If you have like 4 or 5 different assets, you're top loaded. Now you do have other assets, but teeny tiny bit. But on this top 5, you're heavy. Now that gives you the advantage. Now it shouldn't be like everything in one area, right? Highly correlated asset. That kind of slows you down. So when you are in this market, try to be in different assets without correlation. Now, crypto market in general is correlated, but you can still find some of them are highly correlated, whereas some of others are not. So in this market, as you zoom out, you look at the macro, you like, okay, that's breaking higher, it's bouncing through. Now, as we discussed through last time, it was about CR coin. So if you are taking another asset which is entirely different and its correlation is nothing similar to that of CR or XRP, now you come look at the price action. So you see like, okay, you have a top. This is going to be one of the biggest resistance which you have to go through. And this one is going to be the short-term one. So now when you consider this as the medium term, this is the short term. Otherwise, that is your medium term pattern. So you are now bouncing through. You need to break through this range. So you're going to test the moving average. So that's 200-day moving average on a daily, a 3-day chart. Now this one is a daily. So now if you are able to break this level of support turn resistance, the door is open for you to go up, right? Now you take a percentage and you try to see like, okay, whether that's going to be a viable trade for you. If you are that guy who says like, okay, if I miss that top exactly, if I miss that breakout exactly, it's still fine for me, that 30%, okay, now that's a good trade for you, but you need the patience to wait there and understand whether the price is breaking out or not. Once the price break out, now don't just put one line, it's always going to be confusing. Always use a zone where you have been resisted, you've been supported, now you know what you are looking for. So once it breaks higher, retest and bounce, that's when you enter. So this is another asset which doesn't have any correlation with XRP. This is how you look for the assets, but it doesn't mean you need to look at that particular asset. You have hundreds of assets in this asset class, and some of them are like Metaverse. Some of them are really going to expand. Say some of them which actually got a lot of attention last time, and right now they're building and a lot of people are adopting that. One of which is Gala. So right now when you're looking in the market, you do see opportunity. It's breaking higher. It was consolidating here in a bull flag. If you go on a 3-day chart and look at this, yes, it is a bull flag after you broke this one higher, which is a falling wedge, usually a bullish pattern. Breaking higher is not a surprise. But next thing you want to observe is this trend line being broken. So if we change the color, it's like this one. You go test this one and break. Now that shows you the next wave cycle is starting. But if you get rejected from here, then you're coming all the way back down to this point. So if you are in a trading position, make sure you take some of your profits or most of your profits out here. Now, if you are accumulating this asset, I would say, okay, that's a hard point. Because those people who were really accumulating this asset did it back here or here. Now, if you are saying, okay, this is the downside, I'm next 1-2 years, I'm here in this market, I don't actually care if it retraces, then this is again a good buying opportunity for you. You're not looking for short term. That means you do understand the fundamentals which exist like this. Most of the institutions are going to enter and they're looking for like 2025. We are in 2022. You're still early in this game. And if you understand that properly, you enter the position, you have that holding mentality. Now, you do trade, you can do that, that's not bad, but you should be taking profits from those trades because with a little bit of negative news, market will be volatile. So once you reach your target, take that profit, step back and ask that question, where are we headed? So right now, if you are looking at Ether, it's closing in on that $2,000 mark, which is actually great to see. Now, one of the reasons for that is the speculation that Ether is going to enter into proof of stake by September 15, 16, somewhere close to that. And before that, you're also going to get the next CPI. This is going to be a great session. So next 30 to 40 days, as we talked in yesterday's video, that is going to play out. Now, if that happens, that really means, as we talked, the ultimate move that's going to come in. So if you haven't watched that and you want the breakdown of what you are looking for next 30 to 40 days in this bull market, look at that. Because otherwise, you're going to fall for a lot of bear market scenarios, and you need to make sure you understand what the market is showing you. So if this resistance is being rejected, yes, you have a possibility, but it doesn't mean you are going down here. If it's me, I would say, okay, once you break this level, now you're not looking for this level. You're looking for a retest here and a bounce. That still is way healthy. If you look at this macro scenario, does it actually feel bad for you? I don't think so. So that's why I say, like, okay, if you are reaching this range and slowing down, you take your profits from your trades, sit back, and then it drops like this. At that point, you re-enter the market, you buy and wait. Then the market goes back up. So patience is one of the most important tools which you will need as an investor to buy a position and then to do nothing until that price of that asset reaches your target. And that's hard thing. To say that is easy, to execute that is really hard. Some of these positions which we are closing right now, we opened a month before or 2 months before. And it's 35%, 40% what we were targeting, right? So it's not actually that big, but it is still trading positions and showing you the market is reversing and you're getting breakouts. So it really gives you the advantage. Okay, if you have put like $10,000, you now have another 3,000. Or if you're putting $1,000, you now have another 300. So gradually with 3 trades, you doubled your money. Now, if you can do that same scenario 7 times, now that $1,000 becomes $100,000. Now, to say that is easy, to execute that, you need a ton of patience and to understand the language of technical analysis to do these trades. And that's one of the reasons why we actually give you this. And that's one of the reasons why I actually go through these sessions where I ask what asset you want to look at. And if you are looking for one of these, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. So guys, macro is always giving you the clear picture, and you should be looking at what's happening. Some of them are like, okay, that's nuts, but that's happening. So that is become reality. You look at what you are, who you are, and you try to understand macro and put that into perspective and ask that question, okay, what can I do for next 3 months, next 6 months? If this is the path for next 5 years, intermediately you'll have to imagine, like, okay, in 2 years time, this is what's going to happen. So that means in next 6 months, this has to happen, or next 6 to 9 months, this will be happening. So you need to anticipate and then prepare. And one of which is going to be this bull market. Now, you can deny this as much as you want, but if you are looking at the long time horizon for any asset in this asset class, now, not something which is going bankrupt. I'm talking about something with a little bit of fundamental, because market kind of doesn't understand too much. And when the price goes up, they go buy it. They don't even look at, now, one of the examples are you go look at the meme coins in the last wave and you'll understand what I'm talking about. So this time when this is breaking higher, after a year and a half, you have the opportunity to take that position and ride this to the upside, take the profit. So guys, if you are receiving value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already. And if you want these kind of updates on a regular basis for any asset in your portfolio, let it be crypto, let it be stock, let it be commodities, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below, because I don't want you to miss this bull market. If you have waited for 1.5 years, now that's the good time. But if you've been in the market for like 3-4 years, you already know this is just starting of the wave 2. You'll have 3 microwaves inside this. So always keep your mind sharp, stay alert, and make money. So that's it for today, guys. I'll meet you on the next video. Bye-bye.